Now the music collectors, it is hot, so I've got the fan on, and let us start with the records. It's quite a lot. First of all, we have Alan Haven, Organ Magic. Now this does actually just say Organ Magic. Now I would presume that means just organ. However, on the side, orchestra. Put that on the front. I hate it when that happens. It doesn't even say it on the back either. Usually it does say on the back, with this orchestra. Oh no, so that one might be a case of that one goes, but oh well. Next we have Organ Spectacular, Carlo Curley at the Alexandra Palace. Lovely organ, I have to admit, that is an absolutely gorgeous looking organ. Organ Favourites, Jesse Crawford. There was another one of these there that was basically very prog rocky-esque, very colourful, but unfortunately that was absolutely scratched to oblivion. Most of these are as well, but they're not too bad. Masters of the Organ Volume 3, the Stratford Sound, David Shepherd entertains at the Rex Wurlitzer. And you might be thinking, nothing fancy? Oh yeah, it's signed. Believe it or not, that is actually his signature there, even though the stereo gets in the way a little bit, but that is actually signed. Next we have Sydney Torch at the organ. Very nice little album indeed. Next we have Banjo Bound. Now I presume this is just sort of like a mixture of like early 1920s 30s banjo music, but also as well, consider the fact the gatefold. I'm not going to show it because it does actually have what would be considered very racist nowadays, but it does have like what looks like an early sort of like Victorian picture of African American person playing the banjo with white ladies around, jumping around. Next we have Don Knight at the Coperton Organ Regal Cinema, Henley-on-Thames. Now this thing, it looks like this is basically like the record. It looks like this is supposed to be like the inner sleeve to another one, but no, this is actually the inner sleeve. Other good thing about this as well, once again, it is signed. Cinema Organ Favourites. This just says Burlington. Mixture of stuff, but again, I love my cinema organ, so I'm definitely going to have that. The legendary Jimmy Shand. I have him a lot on cassette and one CD. Sadly, I don't have him on record, so that's the reason why I grabbed him. The organ of Llanelith Cathedral. Now, I did actually check this one on eBay. There's a load of this one, but with a different cover on, but not that cover. I think it's because it has this creepy, like, Jesus God figure. I've no idea who on earth it is. It's basically that guy on the cover there, but on the back. It's very creepy. Pack Up Your Troubles, Douglas Reeve at the Mighty Wurlitzer organ. And yes, that is the inside of what a Wurlitzer organ looks like. A lot of pipes and a lot of various sound things. Organ Recital, Jaslav Tuma. I presume that's Tima. It's hard to really say, but again, sorry about that. Freddie Fender, 20 Greatest Hits. Oh yeah. Country singer. And of course track 1 is Wasted Days and Wasted Nights, which is a classic. Next we have Phil Kessel at the Wurlitzer organ of Ballroom Tower, Blackpool, Meet Me at the Tower. Now you may remember, or if you remember this person here, you'll like the next one. Remember that face? Well, the next one. Thank you for the music, Phil Kessel. That's what a mullet looks like, people. That is a proper mullet, and there's a better one on the back as well, but yeah, it basically goes from very early Phil Kessel to later one. Those are all from one charity shop. Next two, I found. This one is Grand Funk Live album. Oh yeah, it's a live double album. Yeah, very cool indeed. There were 2 other records there. There was a cream record with like the picture frame or the cinema reel. Unfortunately, that was warped. Someone had basically taken their thumb and it had a massive warp mark in it. And the other one was Led Zeppelin 4, which I have on cassette tape, but that was absolutely scratched to oblivion. Final record, It's a Musical World with Yamaha, Glenn Madden. No idea if it's any relation to Madden, the football games, but hey ho. That's the record. Cassettes. First of all, we have Motorhead, Another Perfect Day. Very nice to get that indeed. Always good to find Motorhead on cassette. The Best of Sticks. Some of these I actually only paid 20p for, because the woman, the people there were trying to get rid of them. There was a couple of albums that I did particularly fancy, but I just don't know. Waylon Live. Sadly, this does need a new cassette head. The head is actually in there, but not the actual head piece. Thankfully, I do have a few spares. Next we have There'll Be No Teardrops Tonight, Willie Nelson. I think this one needs... no, this one needs it as well, but the next one is fine. Don Williams, the next one. But we have Led Zeppelin, Houses of the Holy on cassette. There was another guy there, and I actually said, oh, that's the only one I didn't have. He had grabbed Led Zeppelin 4, Dark Side of the Moon, and some other ones. This was the only one that I said I didn't have. The other one he had there was like the White Album. Can't remember what it was called, but it was Led Zeppelin. But either way, nice to get. Next we have Don Williams, I Believe in You. This one does have the head on it. Thank God it does. Next we have Deep Purple Powerhouse. This is basically a bootleg because there is no year, there is no mention of a date. But as you can pretty much tell, this is probably an early bootleg. I do like bootlegs. In fact, you can actually tell that as well, because basically Deep Purple have lots of different things, but I don't think they would have like a front cover like that. Next we have Dueling Banjos, 20 Country Classics. I like Dueling Banjos, very classic song and very good indeed. And then we have Black Sabbath, Paranoid. Oh yeah, I had to grab that one straight away. Next we have Goon Show Classics 6. It's just called 6. I did have another one of these, but unfortunately I did already have it, and upon looking through I found another one that I also had as well. That's the last of the cassettes. Let's go to CDs. First of all we have Motorhead Ace of Spades. This is a 99 release, so not the original. Still nice to get though. Jethro Tull, Nothing Is Easy, live at the Isle of Wight 1970. Original Jethro Tull as well, very good to get. We then have Fantasia live in Tokyo, which is Asia. Very much a nice double album to get. We then have Chris Booth plays the Technicus GA3, Let Yourself Go. As you know, I do like organ related stuff, or in this case Wurlitzer or Hammond organ, stuff like that, so it's always nice to find a CD. The Very Best of the Moody Blues. Oh yeah, always good to find that. We then have Nigel Ogden's Wurlitzer Christmas. This one is very nice to find indeed, because I don't actually have any Christmas Wurlitzer stuff. Next we have Robert Wolfe Unforgettable. A much later Robert Wolfe as well, because he's certainly looking his age in the picture. Now this next one, I need a bit of help from the Nintendo guys. Is this official or is this bootleg? This is Nintendo Soundtrack Series, Donkey Konga. I have no idea if this is a bootleg or official, but it does have copyright dates to Nintendo stuff, so I presume this is the legit thing, but I have no idea if this is... Maybe this was like free with Nintendo Power? I don't know. I've no idea though. Either way, I had to grab it just because it's Nintendo. You never see it. Also what you don't see is soundtracks from PS1 games. The Sound of Gran Turismo, Real Driving Simulator. I haven't played the game, but I do know the soundtracks are quite hard to find. Because what you'd have sometimes is you get the actual like PS1 game, and then you get the soundtrack with it. That was a new thing to have. I think SNES started it in the early 90s. Let Yourself Go, Robert Wolfe. Yes, another one. Very nice to get indeed. Spike Jones, the original comedy classics. Oh yeah, I had to grab this one. I mean, this one was literally sort of like a no-brainer. If you've never heard of Spike Jones, definitely go and listen to him. It is very weird and silly music. I mean, basically it will keep you entertained for quite a while. Next we have a box set. Reggae Classics. 3 box set. Very nice to get. Always fun to find reggae series. And then finally, I know I've said before that I don't like to have multiples of the same record. Well, this one, I now have the VHS film, the cassette tapes, the records, And now the CD, Led Zeppelin, soundtrack from the film, song remains the same. Double album, very nice to get indeed. And that is officially it. That was quite a long music update. See you next time.